The mathematical inquiry being presented in today's lesson is the topic of understanding the importance of place value, as this further allows students to grasp an overall achievement of their mathematical skills. Students are answering the inquiry question of how to help with the school fundraiser. Students will be able to answer this question by participating in numerous lessons that follow the 4D framework. The students will understand how to investigate number sequences, group and arrange collections, and finally be able to count and order small collections of Australian coins and notes according to their value. For the second grade students to answer their inquiry question, students have been put to the task of creating a hypothetical fundraiser to support the school's snow trip. The students have been asked to fundraise a total of $800 for a student to attend the tour. As the second grade students progress through their number and algebra unit, explicitly focusing on number and place value, the students reach the developing phase of their learning. Throughout this unit, the students are to continue planning the class fundraiser. Throughout the unit, the second grade students are progressing their knowledge and understanding of number and algebra. To do so, the students have been set with the task of organising a class fundraiser for the annual snow trip. The students have been asked to host specific jobs and skills required to perform the task, as well as understanding how money can be used in many different forms, primarily when the transaction of goods occur. Students are to then continue their learning on how the bake sale will run by ensuring that each student knows tasks such as ensuring customers have paid the entry fee, adding amounts together for the total cost, swapping coins and notes, providing correct change and total price. Students finally act upon their bake sale to display their level of knowledge and understanding. The development phase of this unit will be focused on during this presentation. Students are to continue to plan with the fundraiser, however, students are to develop their final knowledge within this phase. The educator must ensure that each student has an understanding of how to run the fundraiser while incorporating the necessary mathematical skills needed. While students are engaging within the unit, students are also actively participating in the importance of money within everyday life. Students can sincerely use their prior knowledge of the mathematical concepts throughout each phase of the 4D framework, as students are collectively partaking within their learning goals. To begin this lesson, an average skill list would be displayed on the board for students to view. I would then ask the students if they have participated in these jobs or obtained any of these skills. I would then change the topic to the skills that are required to work in a grocery shop. Students will then be asked, have you ever watched your parents pay for something and receive money back? Does anyone know what the money being received back is called? Have you received change, or have you ever paid for something by yourself? Students are to answer these questions in a group discussion. The discussion will then continue further onto a debate about the preparation for the fundraiser. Students are to form groups of 3 to create their skills or job list for the bake sale. An example will be provided further on. Students are to then create a roster for the bake sale. This will include stall prices and an even rotation. Once students have completed this activity, students are then to return to a class discussion. The class will then participate in the decision on the final roster and an updated job/skill list with all the students' ideas combined. To conclude this lesson, I will review the critical points of the experience, such as the skills needed for the bake sale. The students will have an opportunity to comment on any conclusions they'd like to draw on. I will then explain how this lesson will link with the further mathematical lessons, as students are to rehearse their fundraiser. As an exit pass, students are to design their updated posters of the skills and jobs list to be displayed around the fundraiser. As this lesson is based before the class fundraiser, students are to break off into their stall representatives and calculate the minimum that each customer will have to spend to reach their goal of $800. It is expected that the students will understand that each customer will have to pay a minimum of $38 if each student has a representative of their family. Students will then decide on how much each stall will sell their goods for and how much the entry fee will be. Students are to do so by partitioning the $38 into different stalls while including the entry fee. The video that will be shown is an example of how students will demonstrate their knowledge and understanding.
Hi, I'd like to buy an entry ticket to the bake sale.
That's $2.
Here's 10.
10 take away 2, 9, 8. That's $8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Here's $8.
Thank you.
The overall expectation of the students when completed the development phase of their unit is for students to have comprehended how to increase and decrease by 2s, 3s, 5s and 10s, while also being aware on how to read and write 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. It is also expected that the students have a greater understanding of how to count and order Australian coins and notes according to their value, while also understanding how to add, subtract and apply monetary value. Thank you for listening.